So, good evening, everyone. Welcome to this effective communication.
Good evening, sir. Good evening.
Yes, hi. Effective communication session. And today we will talk about neuroscience, how neuroscience plays a major role in effective communication. So, today's session is not about only neuroscience, it will comprise of all the important tools and techniques which are important while you communicate in English or any other language. Okay, so today's session is very important. So today we are going to talk about a wonderful topic, and the name of the topic is effective communication quotient. Effective communication quotient. In short, we call this ECQ. In short, we call it ECQ. So what is ECQ? I just want to tell you, ECQ talks about what are the important tools which are important to be an effective communicator. आप अगर एक अच्छे communicator होना चाहते हो, what are the important tools and techniques? Okay, so every time whenever I ask, whenever I ask somebody that what do you think, what is important to be an effective communicator, that person says, sir, to be an effective communicator we have to work on our grammar, we have to work on our vocabulary. Absolutely right, no doubt about that. Even sometimes I get to listen from my students that, sir, non-verbal, that is our hand gestures, eyes, smile, that is our body language, is equally important, right? But this is not complete. You are right, but it is not complete. I'm going to tell you, the effective communication quotient is a basic tool designed to help you understand how you communicate with the help of your language, body language, voice modulation, and personality characteristics. So you can see there are two extra, that is voice modulation and personality characteristics, that is equally important. Please understand, I want your more attention. I want that you should be more attentive because I'm going to take one test. Yes, today I'm going to take your test. In that test, there are 30 questions. 30 questions. 30 questions रहेंगे आपके सामने. You have to select the most nearest answer as per you. There is no any right answer or wrong answer. Any answer which relates with your life, you will take that answer. Okay, so don't write anything. After the session I will give you the PDF. I'll give you the PDF. Okay, so please be ready. We are going to start this amazing session. So to be an effective communication, of course, language, vocabulary, these are important. Second, of course, body language is important, but voice modulation and personality characteristics. Voice modulation means, do you use your voice to sound more powerful? Do you use your voice? आप बोलने के समय क्या अपने वॉइस पे फोकस करते हो? अब आप ये सोच रहे होगे, you might be thinking, sir, I'm focusing on grammar, I'm focusing on vocabulary, I'm focusing on body language. Sir, how many things I should be focused on? Yes, you are communicator, and communication is a responsibility. If you are communicating, you have to ensure that you talk with conviction, you talk confidently, you talk loud and clear. Please understand this. आप क्यों बात कर रहे हो? Why are you talking? You are talking because it is very important for you to convey or to speak. If it is not important, तो आपको बोलने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. But if you are speaking, that means it is important for you. There is a wonderful line I got to know एक बहुत अच्छा लाइन है जो मतलब मुझे काफी अच्छा लगता है, what is communication? Communication improves the silence. Communication वो चीज होती है जो एक साइलेंस को इम्प्रूव करती है. अगर कहीं पे कोई साइलेंस है तो साइलेंस को बेटर करती है. इट इम्प्रूव्स द साइलेंस. सो इफ साइलेंस इज गुड, यू नो नीड टू स्पीक. आपको बोलने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. But if you are speaking, that means you want to improve the silence. So always remember this. Okay. So anytime I'm going to ask you total 30 questions and I'll give you the options. I want you think and answer. There is no any right answer, wrong answer. Any answer which you feel close to you, you are going to answer that. Before you answer, if you feel that, sir, I have some questions, please do ask me your question because your question is very much important. Okay. So let's go ahead and always remember, there's a wonderful line. Communication is a responsibility. Is a responsibility. Some people, they communicate in an autopilot mode. Listen to me, मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ. Most of the people, they communicate in autopilot mode. आपको पता है जो पायलट होते हैं ना, जो फ्लाइट उड़ाते हैं, it is said 80 to 90% जो एक पायलट का काम है वो ऑटो पायलट मोड में हो जाता है. इट इज डन इन ऑटो पायलट मोड. इसका मतलब नहीं कि पायलट दे कैन नॉट डू देयर वर्क. दे आर कॉम्पिटेंट. वो कॉम्पिटेंट होते हैं अपने काम में. बट टेक्निकली द फ्लाइट हैज मेड इन सच अ वे कि पायलट को ज्यादा कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं होती है. Just imagine more than 80% goes into autopilot mode. सिर्फ कुछ जगह पे पायलट की ज्यादा मतलब रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज होती है. बट there are some people, they speak also autopilot mode. They don't think. Whatever comes, they speak. Please understand. एक प्लेन ऑटोपायलट मोड में चल सकता है. अ प्लेन कैन गो विदाउट विथ ऑटोपायलट मोड, बट यू कैन नॉट गो इन ऑटोपायलट मोड. Always remember this. Okay, please keep yourself mute. This is a very minimum criteria that we have, so that there should not be any interruption. This session will go for another 60 minutes. I will show you the questions and I'll try to explain you also so that you understand the question. Okay, guys, I told you that language is important. You know why language is important? Language is important because language provides confidence. Language provides confidence. When you are good in your language, जब आप अपने language में competent होते हो, आप confidence feel करते हो. This is so important. And body language, provides clarity of the message and emotion. So body language is equally important because it gives you the clarity. ये आपको clarity देती है जब आप communicate करते हो. So language is important, body language is important. Your voice modulation, because your voice provides power and conviction. If you are using your voice, that is giving you a lot of power. When you talk with conviction, people can make it that you are a powerful person. You are a powerful person. Always remember that. Okay. So voice provides power and conviction, and personality provides alluring effect. आपकी personality आपके communication को बोलते हैं ना हिंदी में मधुर करता है. मतलब it improves your communication. So your personality is equally important. Your personality is equally important. Okay, so please be ready. I'm going to ask you 30 questions. Some questions are easy and some questions are bit complex. So I'll try my level best to improve, to make you understand. So please, let's be ready with your copy and pen. Be ready with your copy and pen. Okay, you just need to write the answers. You just need to write the answer. Okay, there are 5 options. आप जो आंसर लिखोगे, the answer which you will be writing, you will get 5 options. What are the 5 options? I'll show you. Either your answer will be every time, or most of the time, or sometimes, rarely, or never. So you are going to answer in these parameters. आप questions के जो answer लिखोगे, अगर आपको लगता है कि जो भी situation आपको दिया जा रहा है, whatever question or situation is being given to you, if you feel कि आप वो हमेशा करते हो, you do it every time, then you will answer every time. That is A. A means every time. If you feel that no, I don't do it every time, but I do it most of the time, मैं ज्यादातर करता हूँ, तो your answer will be B. If you feel कि नहीं सर मैं sometimes करता हूँ या करती हूँ, then your answer will be C. If you feel that नहीं सर बहुत rarely करता हूँ, then your answer will be D. Or if you feel sir नहीं करता हूँ या नहीं करती हूँ, your answer will be E. Okay, so let's go with the first question. And I want, please don't write the question. I'll show you the question. Focus on the question. I will give you all the list of questions in the form of PDF after the session. Focus on the question and the answer and write question number 1. My answer is A or B or C or D or E. Just focus on the answer. This test that you are going through, this test will give you the actual, actual scenario, the actual picture that how much you are effective in your communication. Okay, so let's go for the first question. I speak English grammatically correct. You feel I speak English grammatically correct. आपको लगता है कि आप English grammatically correct बोलते हो. तो क्या ऐसा आपको हमेशा लगता है? Do you feel that every time? Or most of the time you feel that? Or you feel, no sir, sometimes I know I am grammatically correct, but sometimes I don't know whether I'm grammatically correct or not. Or no sir, rarely I feel I'm grammatically correct. Most of the time I feel I'm grammatically wrong. Or you feel that no sir, I never grammatically correct. I know that I'm not good in grammar. So please write your answer that do you speak English grammatically correct? This is your perception about you. It's not, that what people they talk about. Aapko kya lagta hai? What you think about yourself? How much you are grammatically correct? Every time, matlab out of 10 times you feel. Most of the time means out of 10 times, approx 8 to 9 times I feel, that is most of the time. But if you feel no, so 5 times I feel confident, 5 times I don't feel confident. So that is sometimes. Let's go to the next question. These are easy questions. I don't feel we need more explanation on this. Let's go for the next question. But Dhara, you want to ask something?
Yes, sir. Sir, this question is after joining the class or before?
It's
so I
about
have difference now. I have
no.
Okay.
Whatever you are going to answer, please listen to me, everyone. Whatever is your answer, it's not about before joining IDQ or after joining IDQ. We are talking about right now, right at this moment. What is your situation? Okay, let's go for the next question, guys. If you want to ask any question, no need to write in the chat box. आपको comment section में लिखने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है. If you really want to answer, any question, you can raise your hand. If you feel that I'm not seeing your hand, then you can write in the chat box. That's why I have a question. So I will take your question. Okay. Okay. So let's go for the next question. Okay. Let's go for this. While speaking, I deliberately slow down my speed so that listener understands me more. Listener मुझे और अच्छे से understand करे. While speaking, I deliberately slow down my speed. I deliberately slow down my pitch. Guys, please understand what is the meaning of this. The meaning is very simple that जब आप इंग्लिश में बात करते हो, जब आप इंग्लिश में बात करते हो, you slow down your pitch. मीन्स आप अपने स्पीड को जानबूझकर, मतलब आप जिस स्पीड में बोल रहे हो, आप जानबूझ के अपने स्पीड को स्लो डाउन करते हो सो दैट योर लिसनर दे गिव यू अटेंशन. You know, guys, this is very important that when you speak, sometimes you have to work on your voice. Sometimes you have to speak slowly. Right now, look at, you just listen to me. I am speaking very slowly. Why? Because I want your attention. So क्या आप भी deliberately ऐसा करते हो? So I have given you deliberately, मतलब जानबूझ के ऐसा करते हो. So the options are, जी हाँ, मैं every time करता हूँ, most of the time करता हूँ, sometimes, rarely or never. Okay, let's go for the next question. I think you got the answer. Now we'll go for the next question. The next question is, while I speak, I use my hands to explain better. While I speak, I use my hands to explain better. जब भी मैं बात करता हूं या करती हूं, मैं अपने हाथों को यूज करता हूं ताकि मैं और अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन कर पाऊं. Do you use your hand while speaking? Yes, sir, I do it every time. Most of the time. Sometimes, rarely, or never. I think you can understand this question. It talks about body language, that when you speak, do you use your hand or not? Okay, so do you use your hand every time, or most of the time, or sometimes, or rarely, or never? Okay, so please, I want you to be very specific on your answer. यहाँ पे किसी को शो नहीं करना है कि मैं कितना अच्छा हूं या कितनी अच्छी हूं, तो डोंट आंसर एवरी टाइम, एवरी टाइम, एवरी टाइम. बी रियलिस्टिक. जो एक्चुअल कंडीशन है, यू ट्राई टू डू दैट. Okay, now let's go for the next question. While I speak, I use my hands to explain better. That was the number 3. Let's go for number 4. I feel people are trustworthy. It's a very nice question. Very nice question. And you really have to understand कि ये क्या बोलना चाह रहा है. I feel people are trustworthy. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि लोगों पे विश्वास किया जा सकता है. People are trustworthy. अब आपको है या तो you might be thinking कि yes, every time I can trust, or you feel not, sir, not every time, but most of the time, or you feel no, sir, not most of the time. Now people are not trustworthy. So I feel sometimes some people are trustworthy, some people are not trustworthy. Please understand, this question is very much important. It has been seen, people who trust others, they are better communicators. Can you believe this? People who trust, अगर आप लोगों पे ज्यादा विश्वास करोगे, आप उनसे अच्छे से बात करोगे. So what do you think? Are people trustworthy according to you? Yes, every time I feel people are trustworthy. Most of the time I feel people are trustworthy. Sometimes I feel people are trustworthy. Rarely or never I feel people are trustworthy. There's nothing right answer, wrong answer. The answers, your answer will talk about what you are exactly. Okay, now let's go for the next question. Guys, each and every questions, please understand this, each and every questions are segregated into 4 important parts. Some questions are related to grammar, some questions are related to body language, some questions are related to voice modulation, and some questions are related to personality, because these 4 things creates your communication skill. So many times people, they say, sir, why you always teach us? Why don't you give us opportunity to speak? Yeah, we give opportunity to speak, but this is your wrong thought that if you get more opportunity to speak, then you will be a better communicator. For example, from your childhood, you have been speaking your mother tongue. From your childhood, आप हिंदी में बात कर रहे हो. That doesn't mean कि आप हिंदी में बहुत अच्छे हो. Okay? So, of course, you get practical sessions, but these kind of, neuroscience sessions, psychological, informations are equally important to become a good communicator. Let's go for the next question. Number 5. When I listen to somebody, I look at the speaker and I listen. जब भी मैं किसी को सुनता हूं तो मैं उसको देखता हूं. I look at the speaker and I listen. So मैं जब भी सुनता हूं मैं उसे देखता हूं. Every time, most of the time, sometimes, rarely, or never. So many times I see some people, they work in a laptop and people, they come and talk to them and they say, हाँ, bolo, 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 I'm listening, मैं सुन रहा हूँ, बोलो, बोलते रहो. It is not possible. If you are not looking at the speaker, you are not listening. If you are not looking at the speaker, you are not listening. हमें लगता है कि we listen through our ears, of course, but we also look at the person and understand the whole thing. So seeing that person is equally important. So do you think that when you listen to people, you look at the people?
अब मैं मैम को देखती नहीं.
Okay, so this is very important that when you speak, you listen. Okay, now we'll go for the next question, question number 6. When I speak, I sound louder. When I speak, I sound louder. अच्छा, louder का मतलब ये नहीं कि आप चिल्ला के बात करते हो. Louder का मतलब है you are well audible. Sometimes what happens, कोई वो बात करता है, someone talks and we say, hey, what did you speak? Please, I could not listen to you. Please speak. There are some people, they talk very, their sound is very low, and it is seen, ऐसा देखा गया है, people who are not confident, they are not louder also. They speak very slowly. They speak in a very lower voice because they are not confident. So my question is, when you speak, are you louder? This is the question. Are you louder? Louder means whenever you speak, people listen to you crystal and clear. आपको लोग सुनते हैं एकदम clearly जब आप बात करते हो. This is the question. So what is your answer? Yes, every time I speak louder. Most of the time I speak louder. Sometimes I speak louder. Rarely or never. Now let's go for number 7. Number 7 is very important. I nod my head when I listen to others. मैं अपने सर को हिलाता हूं जब मैं किसी को सुनता हूं. When I listen to someone, I listen to others, I nod my head. No, I nod my head. When I listen to others, I nod my head. This is very important because if you speak and I nod my head, you will make it that Subhash Kartik is listening to you. When you are speaking and Subhash Kartik is nodding, if I nod, you will make it that, I'm listening to you. So what do you think? When you listen, do you nod? क्या आप nod करते हो? Please write down your answer. Every time, most of the time, sometimes, rarely, or never. Now let's go to number 8. I say no when I want to say no. जब मुझे ना बोलना रहता है, मैं ना बोलता हूं. I say no when I want to say no. There are many people, they want to say no to somebody, but they can't say no to people because they are very emotional and they feel that if I say no, अगर मैं ना बोलूंगा तो सामने वाले को खराब लगेगा. The question is, when you want to say no, it's not about that you say no to everyone. आप सबको ना बोलते फिरो. The question is very, very important to understand. When you feel that it is very important to say no to somebody, you say no to that person. The options are, you say no every time, whenever you want to say no. जब भी आप ना बोलना चाहते हो, आप ना बोल देते हो, या हमेशा नहीं बोल पाते हो लेकिन ज्यादातर बोल देते हो, मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम, या तो समटाइम्स आप बोल देते हो लेकिन समटाइम्स आप नहीं बोल पाते हो, और रेयरली आप बोल पाते हो, या आप कभी ना बोल ही नहीं पाते हो. Let's go to number 9. When I speak in English, I do not think about grammar. जब मैं इंग्लिश में बात करता हूं या करती हूं, आई डोंट थिंक अबाउट ग्रामर. मैं ग्रामर के बारे में बिल्कुल नहीं सोचता हूं. क्या आप बिल्कुल नहीं सोचते हो? मतलब आप नहीं सोचते हो हमेशा, या ज्यादातर आप नहीं सोचते हो, या कभी कभी सोचते हो, कभी कभी नहीं सोचते हो, और बहुत रेयरली आप नहीं सोचते हो, मतलब ज्यादातर आप सोचते हो. इसका मतलब है मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम यू थिंक. Please understand this question. When I speak in English, I do not think about grammar. I do not think every time. I do not think most of the time. I do not think sometimes. I do not think rarely. That means I think most of the time. Never means every time I think about grammar. There are many people I know, they whenever they speak in English, हमेशा सोचते हैं, is my grammar right? Is my grammar correct? क्या होगा? If I speak wrong, what people will be thinking? If you really want to be a good communicator, you have to have that dare होना चाहिए कि what I'm speaking, I will give my best. Wrong होगा, right होगा, देख लेंगे. The more you think about grammar, आप जितना grammar के बारे में सोचोगे, the more mistakes you will be making. आपकी और mistakes होगी. अगर आपको लग रहा है, if you feel that I do mistakes, आप double mistake करोगे अगर आप grammar के बारे में सोचोगे. तो आप सोच रहे हो तो सर क्या करें? क्या करें? When you speak, don't think about grammar. यही करें. आप बोलोगे सर इससे ज्यादा गलतियां होंगी. I'll make more mistakes. In reality, you will do more mistake when you think more about grammar. फॉर एग्जाम्पल मैंने बहुत सारे ट्रिक्स देखे हैं, बच्चे लोग भी करते हैं सर्कस में भी. दे होल्ड द रॉड एंड एक रोप के ऊपर ना वो लोग चलते हैं. दे मेक द बैलेंस एंड दे वॉक ऑन द रोप. आपको क्या लगता है वो रोप के बारे में सोचते हैं? वो रोप के बारे में नहीं सोचते हैं. इफ दे स्टार्ट थिंकिंग अबाउट द रोप कि मैं ठीक से पैर दे रही हूं कि नहीं, दे विल फॉल. They think about the goal. I have to reach there. I have to keep my balance, and they start. If you always think about the rope, you will fall. Always remember that. अगर आपको लग रहा है कि if you think तब गलतियां कम होगी, that is your wrong thought. If you think more about grammar, you will make more mistakes. So it's better है कि बिना सोचो, बिना सोचे, don't think about grammar, just speak. You will comparatively make less mistakes. Okay, let's go for number 10. Number 10 is, so last wali point, I think it is clear to everyone. When I speak in English, I do not think about grammar. Please write your actual answer. Let's go for number 10. When I speak any sentence, I even pronounce the last word clearly and loudly. Please understand this statement. When I speak any sentence, I even pronounce the last word clearly and loudly. So many times it is seen that people, when they speak, they start being louder, but when they end the sentence, their voice, their pitch goes down. For example, suppose you ask me, what is your name? So I will tell, my name is Subhash, Subhash Kartik. Please, I'm again doing it. Huh? What is your name? My name is Subhash Kartik. सुभाष तक मैंने लाउडली बोला, लास्ट में मेरी पूरी एनर्जी डाउन हो गई. आई से कार्तिक. माय नेम इज सुभाष, सुभाष कार्तिक. If your energy is less, your voice will go down. So many times we start very loudly, but by the end of the sentence, our energy goes down, our voice goes down. So the question is, when you speak, from starting to the end of the sentence, you are louder and you give importance to each and every word that you speak. From starting to the end, you give importance to each and every word so that you sound more clear to that person. This is very, very important. So please write your answer. When you speak any sentence, do you pronounce even the last word clearly and loudly? Yes, sir, every time. Or most of the time, or sometimes, or rarely, or never. Okay, guys. I told you that there are 30 questions, so we have just crossed 10 questions. Is there any question anyone has? They can unmute and they can ask. And if there is no question, we will go ahead. Till now, there is any question because we have already come 1/3. So, but each and every question is very important. We should know what actually effective communication is. Say, bakne se, if you speak English, that will not make you an effective communicator. If you speak English, of course, that will help your fluency, that will help your grammar, a bit of grammar and a bit of vocabulary. But to be an impressive communicator, सिर्फ बोलने से नहीं होता है. You have to have some psychological aspect also. Yes, any question?
Yes, sir. May I?
Yeah, Hema, you want to ask something? Yes. Yeah,
yes,
Hema.
sir. This is related to the last question which we have discussed right now. I have a question like, I have never thought about it, like whether I give, that weightage to each and every word in the sentence or not. So somewhere I'm
if you have
confused.
not given weightage, so if you are confused, then your answer will be sometimes.
Okay.
Okay, because see guys, again I'll tell you, if you are telling that you even confuse, that means you never give importance or you never give more emphasis on this point. That means kahin na kahin aap galti karte ho. When we are talking about that communication is a responsibility, that means you are responsible. If you are telling that I don't know exactly, that means आप autopilot mode पे चल रहे हो. You are going in autopilot mode, automatically हो रहा है. तो जब कभी कभी अच्छा हो जाता होगा, कभी कभी इधर उधर हो जाता होगा. तो इसीलिए sometimes if you are really confused, very good question Hema has asked कि sir I don't know what is the answer. So if you don't know the answer, that means you are not conscious about this particular point. इसका मतलब है कभी कभी शायद आप अच्छा करते होगे, कभी कभी आपको पता ही नहीं कि आप कहाँ गलती करते हो. That means your answer will be sometimes. Let's go to number 11. Very easy question right now before you. The question is, I maintain my smile while I speak. मैं अपने स्माइल को हमेशा मेंटेन करता हूं या करती हूं. I maintain my smile while I speak. Every time you maintain your smile, or most of the time you maintain your smile, or sometimes you maintain your smile, rarely you maintain your smile, or never you maintain your smile. Okay. See guys, the four dimension which I said, most important. The first is the language, the second is the body language, the third is the voice modulation, and the fourth is the personality characteristics. Please, if you have any question, if you are watching this through YouTube, you should write your comments or question in the comment section. I'll try to answer your question for sure. Okay, and right now, if you are live on Zoom, you are watching me, then you can write your question in the comment sections also. Okay, now let's go for the next question, that is question number 12. The question number 12 is, I do feel others are good, but I'm not less confident than anybody. I'm not less confident than anybody. ये बहुत अच्छा क्वेश्चन है. इसका मतलब ये है कि मुझे लगता है कि मैं किसी से कम नहीं हूं. I am not less than anybody. ऐसा नहीं कि मैं सोचता हूं कि लोग people are not competent. I know people are competent, but I feel I am not less than anybody. I have my talent, I have my respect, I have my position. I am not less than anybody. So, you know, people who feel like this, लोग जो ऐसा सोचते हैं कि मैं किसी से कम नहीं, they are more confident. They are more confident.
May I ask one question?
Yes.
It is happening,
Yes, ask.
it is happening at the time only I speak in English. When I ask,
Acha. See, whatever we are talking about, we are focusing on English communication right now. We are focusing on English communication. So whatever you are answering, you will give importance to English communication. Because if you become confident in English, you will be confident in all the languages. So please, you should consider English language. So when it comes to English language, I feel I'm not less than anybody. So do you feel this every time? If not, then most of the time. If not most of the time, then sometimes you feel confident, or you feel that rarely you feel that you are not less than anybody. So whatever is your answer, please write on your copy. I do feel others are good, but I'm not less confident than anybody. मैं किसी से कम नहीं हूँ. This is the question. Okay, let's go to number 13. Number 13 is.
Sir,
Yes.
Actually, I am confused. Last question, because I think so. Like your question, I feel my answer is A, but in English, I feel my answer is not A.
Okay, please understand this. First of all, your voice is cracking and maybe some network issue. Please understand your answer will be based on English communication.
Okay, sir.
Please understand, focus all your answers as an English communicator right now, because we are focusing on English communicator. Okay, ऐसा नहीं होगा कि मैं इंग्लिश में कॉन्फिडेंट नहीं हूं और बाकी सब चीज में कॉन्फिडेंट हूं, इससे क्या फर्क पड़ेगा? I have to be confident.
I am also confident in English. I am also confident in English, but yeah.
Then it's good, very nice. But
Because sir,
but
sir, you are there, so that's why I am confident.
नहीं, अब you are there मतलब हमेशा थोड़ी मैं रहूंगा आपके साथ. So your answer should be किसी के प्रेजेंस में नहीं, कोई प्रेजेंट हो या ना हो, मैं हर कंडीशन में खुद को किसी से कम नहीं समझता हूं या कम नहीं समझती हूं.
Yes.
Right? So don't think from my angle or IDQ angle. You, whenever you talk, you don't feel कि आप किसी से कम हो. This should be the question.
Sir,
While
I have a question.
Yes, ask.
Actually, I feel confident when I speak with others, but in real, the people who are around me, they are not competitive. So how I can think like that?
You feel you are good, but others are not good.
Really, they are not competitive. They speak English like Hindi.
Acha. Okay.
So in
So
that
you
case,
try to help them.
that case, I can.
You try to help them.
No. I can I compare with them? I should compare.
No, you should never compare. Please understand. Please understand. Please understand. Now we are not talking about that. If others are less than me, then in no case you will think that others are less than me. Others are less than you. The question is not about whether others are less than you or not. The question is कि at no condition I feel I am less than anybody. Please understand the question. The question is not about who feel less than you. It's all about कि at no condition I feel that I'm less than anybody. If others are less than you, you should help them. We should not criticize them. We should, and as far as comparison is concerned, we should never compare with anybody in our life. अगर आपको लगता है कि somebody needs help, you help them. And if you feel somebody knows more than you learn from them, but never compare them. I don't know. I personally feel comparison kills. It doesn't have any positive impact. If you compare with anybody, you cannot be best. You will become like that person only with whom you are comparing. Never ever see. I'm not telling to one person. I'm telling as a whole. Never compare yourself with anybody. All stories are different. All talents are different. There's no comparison at all. कोई comparison ही नहीं है. We all are different. We have different talents.
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, I have a doubt. Sir,
Yeah,
if we are confident and very much good in English, then what is the use of joining any institution for speaking English? If we are,
I'll tell you. This is a very good question. If you are already confident, then why we are joining any organization? Please understand. At IDQ Value Adder, you come for the workshop for 5 days. After 5 days, you join the advanced session for 3 months. I'll tell you, if there are 45 students right now on Zoom, out of 45, I cannot tell the right amount, approx 7 to 8 people or maybe 10 people will again rejoin for another 3 months. And I'll tell you, those who join, they are better communicator than others. What should be done? That people who don't learn better, they should join. But hota ulta hai, people who learn more, they want to learn more. Always remember, people who are better communicator, they always want to be more better and more better. Because it is an addiction, it is a passion, it is a love. When you speak very good English, you feel that I want to be much better than what I was. Every day, I have been in this sector for last 14 years. Even today also, I always think, how can I improve my communication? मैं अपने communication को और better कैसे कर सकता हूँ? This is what I personally feel. Okay, so now let's go to the next question. After 20 questions, again we will have the question answer. Don't stop right now. Let me complete till 20, otherwise we'll not be able to complete. Okay, so let's go for the next question, number 13. Look at this. While I speak in English, I use active sentence and passive sentence as per demand. Please understand this. जब मैं इंग्लिश में बात करता हूं, I use active sentence and passive sentence जैसा जरूरत पड़ता है. As you know, if you really want to be a very effective communicator, so right now I'm focusing on the grammar part. You should be very good in active sentence like I love mango. You should be equally competent in passive sentence like mango is loved. There are many speakers I have seen, they say, sir, I'm good in grammar, sir. I don't need any grammar session. And when I listen to them, I find they don't speak in passive sentence. How can this be possible? If you are good in English, you are supposed to be very good and competent in active sentence and passive sentence. And if you are here for 3 months training, you will learn, or you have learned, active to passive sentence. This is very, very important. Okay, so the question is, while you speak in English, you use active sentence and passive sentence as per demand. Yes, do you use every time, or most of the time you use both, or sometimes you use both, or rarely you use both, or never you use both? Now let's go for number 14. While I speak a sentence, I stress on certain words intentionally. While I speak a sentence, I stress on certain words intentionally. You know, sometimes when I speak, I stress on particular word. For example, suppose the sentence is, I love English. Please listen to me. Sentence is, I love English. Now, how will you speak that? I love English. I love English. But there are some people, they stress on particular word. For like, I love English, or I love English, or I love English. They stress on a particular word when they speak. So please write your answer. When you speak, do you stress on any particular word? Please write your answer. Do you stress on particular words? Yes, every time, most of the time, sometimes, rarely, or never. Are you all there, guys? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay,
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
okay. Fine. Let's go to number 15. If you have any question, keep it with you. I'll ask after your 20th question. Let's go to number 15. Very important question. When I speak, I use serving gesture, not receiving gesture. This is very, very important question, and believe me, many people, they don't know even what is serving gesture and what is receiving gesture.
Sir, what is that, sir?
I'm going to talk about that. Don't worry. Just serving gesture. What is serving
Without
gesture?
understanding question, how can I be answer?
Yeah, no. I am going to explain it. Don't worry.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay.
How to explain to
Okay, please now listen to me. Please mute yourself and listen to me. Gesture means your hand gestures. Okay. So when some people, they speak like this. Look at my hands. It's like this. It is like I serve others. I serve others.
Yes, sir.
And some people, they keep their hands like this. I want from others. I want from others. So one is serving gesture and one is receiving gesture. Serving gesture and receiving gesture. Now you have to understand, when you speak, what is your gesture? Your gesture is like this, this, or this. आपके हाथ ऐसे रहते हैं, ऐसे दे दो मुझे, दे दो. कुछ लोग मांगते हैं और कुछ लोग देते हैं. So my question is, when you speak, look at my hands. This is called serving gesture. शायद आपने इतने देर तक इसको फोकस नहीं किया. Right now, please focus on my gesture. When I'm speaking, I'm using my hand like this. And believe me, when your audience, they look at your palm, जब आपके ऑडियंस आपके palm को देखते हैं, they feel more relaxed. That is the reason when you speak like this or this or this or this or this, whatever, your hands are like this, it is called serving gesture. So my question is, do you use serving gesture? So अगर आपको ये नहीं पता है तो आप आंसर करोगे sometimes. But if you really know, then you must be knowing that your gesture is like this or this. When I speak, I use serving gesture, not receiving gestures. So the question is, I use serving gesture every time, most of the time, sometimes, rarely, or never. Okay. Any question here? Okay, I'll ask question after some time. Please, I'm using 100% English, but sometimes to, to make more, to give more clarity, I use Hindi words also. But whatever Hindi words I'm using, I'm speaking in English also. So if you don't know Hindi, don't think that you are left out. You are there, and I care about everyone. Okay, so don't think that you don't know any particular language. Okay, now let's go for number 16. I know I'm not bigger than anybody. I know I'm not bigger than anybody. So bigger in the sense of power, bigger in the sense of money, bigger in the sense of caste, bigger in the sense of property. In Hindi we say कि मुझे I never feel कि मैं किसी से भी बड़ा हूं. So I know I'm not bigger than anybody. So do you think that do you also feel like this, that you're not bigger than anybody? Every time you feel that you are not bigger than anybody, or most of the time you feel that you are not bigger than anybody? Acha, bigger means, see guys, please understand, the time you feel that you are bigger or better than anybody, it will create arrogance in you. You will feel that I am the best. I am the best is good feeling, but I am the best, you are not the best, it is a wrong feeling. And if you feel that others are not good, I am good, you are not good, you cannot be a good communicator. A good communicator always feels, always talks, I am okay, you are okay. And if you feel that I am better, some people, they say, I'm more powerful than you, I speak better English than you, my salary is better than you. If you show your power every time, that shows your arrogance. And if you are arrogant, you are never a good communicator. So please write your answer. I know I'm not bigger than anybody. In all aspect, I'm not bigger than anybody. Hope you remember a few questions before we talked about I'm not less than anybody. In this question, we are talking about bigger than anybody. Okay, so please understand, both questions are there, both questions are important. So this question is, I feel I am not bigger than anybody. Bigger in all the sense, money and everything. I feel मैं किसी से बड़ा नहीं हूँ. This is the question. So please write your answer. Yes, every time I feel, most of the time I feel, sometimes I feel, or rarely I feel, or never I feel. Please understand, those who are watching me live from YouTube, they should definitely ask question by commenting on the chat option, the comment section, because they cannot talk, so they can write at least. So please write in the comment section. Okay, let's go to number 17. I speak sentences with new vocabulary. So I always know that vocabulary is important, and when I speak sentences, I use new vocabulary. So do you use new vocabulary while you speak? हाँ, अगर आप न्यूरो साइंस में हो तो आपको वोकैब की सेशंस मिलती है, सो आप वोकैब करते हो, बट क्या आप उसको यूज करते हो? डू यू यूज जो भी वर्ड्स आपको यहाँ सीखने को मिलते हैं IDQ वैल्यू एडर में, Do you use it in your practical life? That is the question. Yes, sir. Every time, whatever words I learn in IDQ, I always use it in my real life. So please write down your answer. I speak sentences with new vocabulary. Let's go to number 18. I try to follow the way leaders or my mentors speak. Please understand this. I try to follow the way leaders and my mentors speak. Guys, this is very important. I just want to give one example. There was a time when I used to feel, मुझे ऐसा लगता था कि I'm not good in my dining skills. Dining, you know, how to eat in a restaurant, how to cut, how to use the fork, how to use the spoon. I was very pathetic in that. I was never good in that. मैं एकदम बिल्कुल अच्छा नहीं था. So मैं ना YouTube में, I used to search in YouTube how to eat in a restaurant. I got many points. मुझे बहुत सारे points मिले. I got many points, but believe me, it didn't help. It didn't help. Then what I did, I started going to restaurants and observing the other people, that how are they eating? How are they eating? I saw that, okay, with the right hand they are using the knife and the left hand they use the fork, and they, you know, they cut it and they use it. I observed them. When you observe them or you observe anybody, you become better. From our childhood, we have been observing our parents and we have learned many things from our parents. Right now, are you only focusing on what I'm speaking, or are you also observing me, that how am I speaking? मैं कैसे बात कर रहा हूं? Okay, sir is using like that. Sir is using the hands like that. Okay, sir is doing this. It's not about sir. Anybody whom you feel they are better communicator, you don't only learn, you exactly observe that person. Okay, he's doing this. Okay, she is doing that. Okay, she's keeping the hand like this. You observe. Observation is more powerful than merely learning. Observation is very powerful. So your answer, do you follow the way leaders and your mentors speak? आप फॉलो करते हो अपने लीडर्स को जिनको भी आप बहुत मानते हो, और अपने मेंटर्स जो आपसे थोड़े बहुत अच्छे हैं, क्या आप उनको फॉलो करते हो? एग्जैक्टली. सो प्लीज राइट योर आंसर. एवरी टाइम यू फॉलो देम, मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम यू फॉलो देम. See, follow them matlab follow not their learnings, follow that particular person when they speak. Not every time you will learn something new. Most of the time you see the person, you see the leader, you see your mentor, and you will learn कि ये इंसान कैसे बात कर रहा है. Please understand this. This is very important. Let's go to the next point. When I speak, I become what I speak. Please understand, this is a very important question. I will explain this. मैं इसको explain करूंगा, don't worry. When I speak, I become what I speak. Physically. Please understand this. When I speak, I become what I speak. For example, if I say, hi everyone, today I'm so excited to share my views on the topic effective communication. So when I spoke, I'm so excited, I become excited. But some people, they say, today I'm very excited to share my views. I'm very excited. Look at my face. I'm very excited. Do I look like excited? No. Today I'm so excited. So what you are speaking, you becoming that. For example, आप बोल रहे हो, you are saying, yesterday I went to movie and the movie was so boring. The movie was so boring. Now I will try to speak with expression. You know, guys, yesterday I saw a movie and the movie was so boring. What I'm speaking, I am becoming like that. When I'm saying excited, I'm becoming excited. When I'm saying boring, I sound like boring. I look like boring. So when you speak, do you become that what you are speaking? The question is this. जब आप बात करते हो तो क्या आप वो बन जाते हो जिसके बारे में आप बात करते हो? When I speak, I become what I speak. Physically. Physically मतलब body. Body में वो दिखता है. Let's go to number 20. During I speak, I plan how to place my words and tonalities carefully. During I speak, I plan how to place my words and tonalities carefully. Please understand, this means whenever I want to speak, I plan कि कहाँ पे मैं जोर high pitch पे बात करूंगा. Tonalities. Tonalities means sometimes we speak in high pitch, sometimes we speak in low pitch, and sometimes we speak in a very medium pitch. Don't worry, we will have one amazing session on voice modulation. So you have that in your curriculum, neuroscience, voice modulation, how to work on your voice. Okay. So sometimes we speak in a higher pitch, sometimes we speak in a lower pitch. So I plan when should I go higher, when should I keep it medium, when I go down. And you know what is the benefit of it? You make your audience attentive. आपके audience attentive रहते हैं. When you plan, आपकी tonalities को आप plan करते हो. Tonalities means tone of your voice. Tone of your voice. That is very much important. So please write your answer. Do you manage your tone? क्या आप अपने tone को manage करते हो? High, medium, low? Every time करते हो और most of the time करते हो या sometimes करते हो या rarely करते हो या never? You never knew this. मुझे तो पता ही नहीं था. आज ही पता चला. So please write your answer. Okay, so our 20 questions are done. Any questions, if you have, then you can ask me, or if you want to write in the chat box or comment section, you can write. We are still left with important 10 questions.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, my question is about
Yes, tell
receiving
me.
gesture and giving gesture. So I
Okay.
never noticed this, but I think it is a combination of two, either receiving or every time we are not receiving or not giving, it is a combination. So how I answer this?
See, the thing is that if you want to be an amazing communicator, if you talk like a leader, leader always talks in this manner. Leaders will never talk in this manner. You know, my name is Subhash Kartik. Today my topic is leadership. We should never keep our hand like this. We should always turn our hand like this. Okay. So if you feel that not every time, most of the time your hand gesture should be like this.
Okay.
Because when you keep your hand, why you keep like hand? Because you are not confident. That's the reason your hand becomes like this. Your hand should always be like this. Your audience should see your palm. Your audience should be able to see your palm when you're talking. It is very important. But that doesn't mean that whenever you go, you show your palm in front of the audience like this. Look at me, my palm. So it's not like that, but it is important that your audience, it's very important.
Okay.
See,
Thank you.
if you want to say that, sir, it is used combination. Okay, if I even listen to your word also, make it 10% this, but 90% it should be this.
Okay, sir.
Yes. Any more question?
If I
Sir,
confident,
I have one question.
Yeah. What's the name?
Manju.
Yeah, Manju, tell me.
Sir, my question is also about these hand gestures. Actually, before joining IDQ, I never used these hand gestures. But now when I try to use hand gesture, it looks that I am deliberately using it because I...
Fine. That is good. Deliberately use it. It's very good.
मुझे पता लगता है कि मैं जानबूझ के कर रही हूँ
तो करो जानबूझ के because see, the thing is that there's line in English, fake it till you make it. If it is not natural, it is better that you use it deliberately. It is better to be deliberate and right. Of course, when you do deliberately, after some time you will see it becomes natural to you. But you have to start with a deliberate effort. Yep. Yes.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
Sir, sometime when we start to speak or loudly, but in the mid, somehow we forget something. And after then, we decrease suddenly our motion of sound. So in that situation, how we can overcome this?
See, friends, you forget, so many times when we forget what we want to speak, we focus on louder, we focus on body language, we focus on smile, we focus on eye contact. The more we focus on this, sometimes I feel if I focus more on this, I may lose what is my content. I will forget what I really want to speak. So normally it happens during initial stage when we are not so confident. But slowly and gradually, we have to practice this. We have to focus on body language, voice modulation, everything at the same time. The more you work on it, you will become confident. आप बहुत ज़्यादा सोच रहे हो. You are thinking, this is called overthinking. Some people, when they come on stage as a public speaker, they become a bit nervous and they think, should I focus on hand or should I focus on my face or should I focus on the content? So they feel, no, content is more important. I should rather focus on the content. So what I want to say, this is what we have to practice. Everything, the message is important, body language is important, everything is important. And when you apply language, body language, voice modulation, and your personality traits at the same time, you become the effective communicator. I tell you every time that it is not an autopilot mode. You have to be very conscious. Right now, I'm talking to 40 plus students live right now. There are more people who are there in YouTube. They're watching the live sessions. So I know that whatever I'm speaking or whatever I'm showing, everything is getting recorded. Everything is being watched. If there are 40 students, that means there are 80 eyes are watching me. 80 eyes are watching me. So I have to be, I have to give my best in that. So it is not that everything is happening automatically. I'm a bit conscious also, and I'm giving and I'm trying to give my best. And it comes with practice. It comes with practice. Whatever we are talking today, don't think that after today's session, you will be an effective communicator. Sorry, it will never be. You have to practice, and practice. Yeah. See, always remember, the more you are conscious, आप जितना conscious रहोगे, आप अपने कंटेंट को भूलते जाओगे. The more you enjoy your talk, आपको मजा आता है बोलने में, बात करने में, you will never forget your points. You will only forget when you are not happy while speaking. Yes, next question.
Sir, I have a question. Sir, when I want to send any video, sir,
See,
sir,
we have to complete the whole session also. Okay, so if suppose I don't take, I don't know,
Yes.
there are
Only one question I
First
have.
you complete the session, sir.
see, I would say even if you feel like, you can write your question in the chat box also if I'm missing out any person.
Sir, I have a question, Swarnima.
Yeah, Swarnima.
Sir, can I, sir?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sir, when I want send any video in a group or my mentors, so then what I do? First, I prepare my speech and learn, and then I send. Otherwise, I speak spontaneously, and I make my video and send it. What am I? What should
What
be
is
I?
better?
It should be combination. Okay, so see, there is a very good question Swarnima has asked, that whenever my coaches, they ask for the video, should I prepare and speak or should I be spontaneous and speak? The answer is both are important, because sometimes you have to be ready and sometimes you have to be spontaneous. So you have to be expert in both the modes. Sometimes, suppose first delivery you do it spontaneously, the next one you prepare and give. Always remember, a public speaker always knows what he or she is going to speak. So I would say it goes in both the way. It sometimes you be spontaneous and sometimes you prepare also. Both are very important.
Thanks.
Okay, guys, whatever the questions are here, please understand this. Whatever the questions are there, all questions are either related to your grammar or language or body language or personality or voice. These four aspects are there. Okay, if suppose you feel that your questions are not answered, so what you are going to do, you will write your question in the comment section. I will definitely see that question and I will answer you. Okay, because not every, if I listen to all 40 people, I'll not be able to complete the whole session. Okay, now let's go for the last 10 questions and we will try to end up in coming 20 minutes. So we'll go a bit faster, but of course we'll keep the quality intact. The next question is, I take notes when I listen to something important. I take notes when I listen to something important. So when you listen to something important, do you take notes? Do you write down what you listen to? Yes, every time, most of the time, sometimes, rarely, or never. When you listen to something important, suppose somebody is giving you some important tips or important points, so you feel it's better to note down. I may forget, so you note down. This is a very good quality. Don't think that if you note down, that means you are not a good communicator or you are not a good listener. Rather, a good listener always writes down the important points. They never take anybody for granted. They always write. Okay, now let's go for the next question. Okay, before I go to the next question, I want to tell you the story, what really happened 2 days back. Please listen to me very attentively. 2 days back, I went to one haunted place. I came to know that it's a haunted place, so I found that, okay, let's go and explore that haunted place. So I went there, although I was not so much believer of ghost and all, but I thought, let's go and explore that haunted place. So I went that haunted place. It was around night 2 o'clock, 2 a.m. Okay, midnight. I went to that place. It was totally dark. I saw there was a very old ancient building, and when I was there with one of my friends, so we two were there. We entered in that very building. Suddenly we saw there are you all curious about what I'm going to speak right now? if you are curious about what
Yes,
I'm
sir.
going to speak,
Yes.
if you are curious,
Yes,
अगर आप
sir.
curious हो कि मैं क्या बोलना चाहता हूँ, इसका मतलब है कि मैंने आपको कनेक्ट रखा है. I connected with you, and that is the reason you all are listening to me very attentively. So this comes in voice modulation when you are speaking. So story भूल जाइए, ये तो मेरा एक trick था आपको समझाने के लिए. Okay. Sometimes if you really want to hold your audience, you have to, create suspense. You have to take pause. When you take pause, others will be like this, open their ears and eyes, and they will try to listen. Okay, what happened next? What happened next? What happened next? And that means you get the attention of your listener. So the question is, while I speak, I take pauses deliberately to create suspense. So when you speak, do you take pauses deliberately to create suspense? जब आप बात करते हो तो क्या आप भी pauses का इस्तेमाल करते हो जब आप बात करते हो? See guys, communication is a game which you have to play very nicely, and it's not a one-day traffic or one-day game. It needs a lot of effort. But one thing which I want to tell you, everything, all the points you will be able to do one day if you love to communicate. इसको pressure में मत लो कि oh my god sir, 30 points, so I have to go with 30 points. I have to think about personality, I have to think about voice, I have to think about language, I have to think about hands. Sir, ये सब सोचेंगे तो क्या बोलना है वही भूल जाएंगे. The thing is, when you love to speak, you will never forget anything. A good communicator always loves to share his or her views. Okay, so आप तभी भूलोगे, you will only forget when you don't enjoy what you are doing. Okay, so this is very important. So please write your answer. While you speak, you take pauses deliberately to create suspense. Okay, let's go to the next question. The next question is, whenever I meet anyone, I ensure I look presentable. This is very, very important, everyone. Whenever I meet anyone, किसी से भी जब मैं मिलती हूँ, चाहे वो online हो या offline हो, whenever I meet anyone, online or offline, I ensure that I look presentable. मैं presentable दिखूं, अच्छा ड्रेस पहनूं, अच्छा अपने को ग्रूम करूं, अपने बालों को सही रखूं, so that I look presentable. So when you meet anyone online or offline, अभी भी आप लोग तो मिल ही रहे हो यहाँ पे, so थोड़ा भी फोकस किया है आपने कि I should look presentable. This is very important because क्या होता है ना, sometimes we are at home, हम लोग उतना ध्यान नहीं देते हैं, but this is important. Whenever you are meeting anyone online, offline, you should look calm. You should look presentable. Presentable मतलब आप अपने को अच्छे से present करते हो, so that people should have a better impression about you. So please write your answer. Whenever I meet anyone, I ensure I look presentable. अच्छा, presentable does not means कि मैं गोरा दिखूं, I look fair. No, it's not like that. Presentable means you should look presentable. Even a dark complexion person could be looking more elegant. So it's not about complexion. Huh? It's about I look elegant every time. Whenever I meet anybody. Elegance के लिए, you need to have a wonderful smile on your face, a good dress, a well-groomed, and what? Smile is very important. But so yes, when you meet anyone, when you deal with people, do you always ensure that you look presentable? 84. I talk to people nicely even I do not like him or her or whatever that person has said. Please understand this question. I talk to people nicely even I do not like that person.
Sir, This is the question number 23, not 24.
That question number is not displayed. 24 number.
Yeah, only 23 is there.
23 we have already done. Now we are going to 24.
Now it is.
Yeah. Okay, fine. It is coming right now. 24 is I talk to people nicely even I do not like him or her or the said talk. Can you all see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, sir. It is visible.
Okay, fine. Please understand that the question, the thing which is being said here, that I talk to people nicely even I don't like that person. क्या ऐसा होता है आपके साथ? You don't like somebody, आप किसी को पसंद नहीं करते, फिर भी उसके साथ अच्छे से बात करते हो आप?
Yes.
नहीं, I don't need any answer. You just feel it. आप अपने सोचो इस बारे में. जिस इंसान को आप पसंद नहीं करते,
I want to overcome. Actually, I did
like,
not
do you talk to that person nicely? If you are doing that, this is a big quality. ये बहुत बड़ा quality है एक अच्छे communicator का. So please write your answer. Do you talk to people nicely even you do not like that person or whatever that person talks? Yes, every time, sir. Most of the time, sometimes, rarely, never.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, I have not this quality. How can I overcome from this?
First of all,
Always,
see, first of all, try to understand that why you don't talk to that person nicely. This is a big question. आप उस इंसान के साथ क्यों अच्छे से बात नहीं करते? You don't like that person, but that doesn't mean that person is bad. Maybe you don't like that person. Maybe I like that person. And if you are a good communicator, अगर आप अच्छे हो तो आपका behavior अच्छा होना चाहिए. I may not like that person, but I am a good communicator. मुझे उससे अच्छे से बात करना है because I am good. It's not about what that person is. If I am good, I will deal with people nicely. चाहे वो मैं उसको पसंद करता हूं या ना करता हूं. If I am a good communicator, I will talk to that person nicely. And this is not easy, and that is the reason communication is not easy. And thank God communication is not that easy. अगर communication easy होता तब सब अच्छे communicate करते और पता नहीं क्या होता. Please understand, this is a very big quality that you talk to people nicely even that you don't like that person. This is a very big quality. If you have this quality, very good. If you don't have this quality, tell yourself that if I am good, I will deal with that person nicely. Very simple. Because I am good. अगर आपको लगता है no, he is also not good, I am also not good, तब आप लोग देख लो क्या करना है. But this is very important. Let's go to the next question, 25. We have to end all the questions as soon as possible. Let's go to the next question. I look at the person I speak to or listen to. जब भी मैं किसी से बात करता हूं, मैं उसके तरफ देख के बात करता हूं और सुनता भी देख कर हूं. I look at the person I speak to and I listen to. Yes, every time, most of the time, sometimes, rarely or never.
This is similar question to earlier questions, sir. I mean,
that time it was more focused on the listening part. But this time, as a speaker, when I talk to somebody, I look at that person. Here, the focus on speaking. When I speak to somebody, I look at that person and then I speak. It's more about speaking. Okay, let's go to number 26. When I listen, I do paraphrasing. When I listen, I do paraphrasing. अच्छा, paraphrasing क्या होता है? Suppose, for example, suppose you tell me, like you are telling me that, sir, you have to go to Kolkata, and after going to Kolkata, you have to go to Kalighat temple, and after reaching to Kalighat temple, you have to go to, Exide. So I am paraphrasing. Okay, so you want me to go to Kolkata first, then from Kolkata I'll go to Kalighat, and then from Kalighat I'll go to Exide. So what I have done right now, I have paraphrased. Whatever you have said, I repeated the same thing to ensure that whatever I have listened to, I have listened it correctly. जो भी मैंने सुना है वो मैंने सही सुना है. Sometimes we do that. किसी को सुनने के बाद हम उसको रिपीट करते हैं कि अच्छा तो तुम चाहते हो कि मैं ये करूं, फिर ये करूं और ये करूं. Am I right? This is called paraphrasing. This is called paraphrasing. So what do you think? जब आप किसी को सुनते हो, क्या आप paraphrasing करते हो? When you listen to somebody, do you do paraphrasing? क्या आप paraphrasing करते हो? Okay, let's go to number 27.
Sir, can you repeat it?
I did not get
Please,
that
sir.
point, sir.
Paraphrasing means when somebody is speaking to me, I am repeating the same information just to check that whatever I have listened to or whatever I have understood it rightly or not. That is
For
called
example,
paraphrasing. I said, no, suppose you said some information to me. So I repeated that, okay, Kavita, so you want me to do this, this and this. Am I right? Then you say, yes, sir, right. This was called paraphrasing. I repeated what you said. I repeated what you said. That is called
is it
paraphrasing.
necessary while communicating others, sir?
It depends on the situation. It depends. It is very important, and it is said people who are very good listener, they always check that whatever I have listened to, I have listened it correctly. We may not do that every time, but we do this so many times when I listen to something very important.
Sometimes I got that experience, but
okay, fine. So you write whatever you feel is. Whatever you write
is it correct or not, sir?
Correct
But it is a
what?
correct habit or not, sir?
Yes, it is very important. It is very important. That means you care about what you are listening to. You respect what that person is speaking.
Sir,
If suppose you are telling to somebody and that person,
sir, is it nothing but giving assurance?
Absolutely, it is an assurance that I'm listening to you. Even that person will also think, yes, this person is listening. You know, suppose my wife tells me that, Subhash, while coming from your office, you should bring potato 1 kilo, onion 1 kilo, and tomato 1 kilo. So I repeated, okay, so you want me to bring potato 1 kilo, tomato 1 kilo, and onion 1 kilo. It's an assurance to that person that I have listened to you, and that person will also feel nice about me that, yes, I've listened to that person. We may not do it every time, but we do that. Okay, now let's go. We are left with 4 questions still now. Please go ahead. 27. I speak and guide myself often. I speak and guide myself often. So many times I speak with myself and I guide myself. I speak and guide myself. Please understand this session is being recorded. So if you have missed any point, we cannot again go back and repeat. You will get to listen to the whole video after this session is over. This question is, I speak and guide myself. I speak with myself and I guide myself. That means sometimes if I'm confused, I talk to myself that, Subhash, today you have to do this recording, and today you have to take a session for neuroscience, and today you have to teach this, today you have to teach that. So I'm not only talking to myself, I'm guiding myself what to do. A good communicator often do the self-talk. Self-talk means I talk to myself. I talk to myself. So the question is, I speak and guide myself often. I speak and guide myself often. Do you speak with yourself? अपने से आप बात करते हो, अपने आप को गाइड करते हो खुद बात करके? Yes, sir, every time, most of the time, sometimes, rarely, never, sir. कोई अपने आप से कैसे बात करेगा, sir? How can I talk to myself? So whatever is your answer, you will write your answer. We are left with only 3 questions, please. Next question is very, very important. I am mentally open to everything in my life. I am mentally open to everything in my life. I am mentally open to everything in my life. You know, what does that mean? It means in my life, anything can happen. I'm ready for anything in my life. Anything means anything. Maybe, you know, sometimes in our life, we are very scared about losing anybody, or we are scared of losing property. We are scared of losing something in our life. We have some fear that we may lose something in our life. The question is, I am mentally open to everything in my life. Please understand, this question is particularly belongs to our personality. Because if you are ready to anything in your life, bad or good, whatever, that means you are a very proactive person. You are ready, you are brave, you are courageous. That means a courageous person will always talk courageously. A good communicator is a very strong mentally. एक weak इंसान अच्छा communicator नहीं बन सकता. If you are weak and if you are always scared of your life कि क्या होगा आगे जाके, जॉब मिलेगा कि नहीं, ये होगा कि नहीं, वो होगा कि नहीं, that means you are not open to everything in your life. That means you are some way, you have fear. That means if you have fear, you cannot be an impressive communicator, because impressive communicator is a bold communicator. Impressive communicator is a bold communicator. So please write your answer. Are you mentally open to everything in your life? May not be every time, लेकिन ज्यादातर क्या आप open हो? If not that, sometimes you feel that you are mentally, at least you are mentally ready for everything in your life. Please write your answer. Let's go to the next question, number 29. When I'm talking in a group, I ensure my speech counts. When I'm talking in a group, I ensure my speech counts. Please understand this. When I'm talking in a group, जब भी मैं किसी group में जाता हूँ, बात करता हूँ, you know, there are many people out there. I also participate in that group discussion, चाहे वो formal हो या informal हो. Whenever you attend any group discussion, okay, you know कि मैं जो बोलने वाला हूँ, something which I want to speak, everyone should listen to me. You ensure that when you speak, everyone should listen to you. You know why this is important? Because there are some people, they don't speak. And when people, they say, "Arey, bolo na, bolo, tell something, tell something." No, 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 no. You have spoken, no? I have listened to it. You all are speaking right. I don't have anything to say. Some people, they say like this, that I don't have anything to say. नहीं, मुझे कुछ नहीं बोलना. आप लोग बोलो ना, कोई बात नहीं. Or you are like people that you know कि no, my speech counts. मुझे बोलना है और मेरे बात में भी value है. So when you speak in a group, you ensure that your speech counts. आप जो बोल रहे हो, वो लोग सुने. When I'm talking in a group, I ensure my speech counts. So do you think that? Do you ensure that your speech counts? क्या आपको लगता है कि हाँ, नहीं बोलने से भी चलेगा? Here we go for the last question of the evening. I help people to be an impressive communicator. I help people to be an impressive communicator. I help people to be an impressive communicator. Now you might be thinking, how can I help people to be an impressive communicator? But please
Allow
understand,
the other people, sir.
it's all about, see, whatever you know or whatever you are learning from IDQ, you are always trying to help others whom you know. You are sharing all the information which you are gathering here. You are sharing with other people so that they also grow in their life. Suppose I learned something from this, I like it very much. So sometimes when I am sitting with my friends, I tell my friends, do this, huh? Whenever you speak, your gesture should be like this. Your gesture should not be like this. So whatever I'm learning here, I'm implementing the same learning and I'm telling others to also do the same. So I am not only becoming a good communicator, I'm helping others also to become a good communicator. You don't become a good communicator when you are a very good communicator. No, you become a good communicator when you help others people. Whatever you know, you help. आप जितना जानते हो आप उतना ही help करते हो. लेकिन you always have this helping mindset. You help people to be an impressive communicator so that they also be good in their communication skill. Any questions? Our all 30 questions are over. Any questions if you have, then you can write. You can ask or you can write, or else we will go for the scoring. It will take another 5 minutes and then we will be done for the session. Guys, today we focused on 30 important aspects of communication. I know you have been listening for last 90 minutes, but each and every points are very important, and it talks about voice, it talks about language, it talks about, you know, your gestures, it talks about your personality. Yes, any questions if you have, otherwise we'll go for the score.
Sir?
Yeah.
All depends on our confidence level, sir.
All questions do not depend on your confidence, rather all questions will make you confident. Because all questions, if you closely watch and do everything, you will be super confident person, and super confident person will always make you a super confident speaker.
Sir.
Yeah, Kavita.
Sir, I missed the 14th question, please, sir.
14th question. Acha, see, again, I don't want to get into this, but while I speak sentence, I stress on certain words intentionally. This was the 14th question. While I speak a sentence, I stress on certain words. I stress on certain words. So when I speak, I stress on certain words so that I sound that particular word more emphasize, you know, I emphasize on that particular word so that people, they are more attentive towards me. This is the question. Okay, now let's go for the evaluation. Either you have answered A or B or C or D or E. Okay, so please see this. If you have answered every time, that then you will consider yourself 5. You will give yourself 5 marks. If you have mentioned most of the time, then you will give yourself 4 marks. If you have done sometimes, then you will give yourself 3 marks. If you have done rarely, then you will give yourself 2 marks. If you have written never, then you will give yourself 1 marks. Please, everyone, you add all the numbers and you add all the numbers and be ready with your final score. आपका score आपके पास होनी चाहिए. कितना है? यू कैन सी, अगर आपका आंसर ए है तो आप वहां पे 5 नंबर दोगे अपने आप को, तो आप देखो कितने 5 आपको मिले हैं, कितने 4 आपको मिले हैं, कितने 3 आपको मिले हैं, हाउ मच नंबर 2 you have got, and finally add all the numbers and get your final score. And please write your final score in the comment section so that I can tell exactly where do you stand. आप कहाँ पे हो, हम आपको बता सके. Okay, so we have started getting the score. We have got 118 also from Raj Lakshmi. Please, अच्छे से, कोई जल्दबाजी नहीं है. I know already late है, but I don't want कि कोई भी गलती आप करो, because otherwise your score, if your score goes wrong, your evaluation will go wrong. So I want that according to your, your option, you give yourself the marks and then you add all the marks. So I can see here 120, 135, 112, 118. All the marks are coming. 135, 92, okay, 127, 132. So there are a lot of marks I could see here. Now I will tell you, if your mark is between 135 to 150, अगर आपका जो इवैल्यूएशन है वो 130 से 135 से 150 के बीच आ रही है, that means you are a highly effective communicator. You are a very highly effective communicator, and you love your life, you love people, you love your thought, you feel that things are going very well. You always work on your speech, your voice, your body language, your character. In fact, you grow, you lead, and you challenge your lives. And this might be part of reason that you are so satisfied. You feel life is enjoyable. The major domains of your lives are going well, like your work is going well, your family, your friends, your leisure, your personal, you are doing absolutely well. If your score is 135 to 150, I think you deserve to be a coach. आप एक coach बन सकते हो. You will inspire people in your life. Okay, so that is 135. So Nirmal Kanti, you got 135. So you should, that number is very important. That means you are an effective communicator. Okay, now let's go for the next one. That is 120 to 135. If you score between 120 to 134, it is a very good score. Effective communicator you are. And you can read about what is being said here. But yes, although you feel life is enjoyable and the major domains of life are going well, but you have some challenging areas. आपके लाइफ में अभी भी कुछ challenging areas हैं. But the best part is, आप हमेशा अपने weakness के ऊपर काम कर रहे हो. You are always working on your weakness. You are an effective communicator. If your score is between 120 to 135. Now let's go for the next one, that is 101 to 119. If not effective communicator, but you are a good communicator. Means you have a very average score. ये एक average score है. The majority of people are generally satisfied and know the importance of communication. आपको पता है ये कितना important है communication. You have areas of your lives जहाँ पे आपको थोड़ा improvement करना है, but would usually like to move to the higher level by making some life changes through learning. So इसीलिए आपने इस क्लास को ज्वाइन किया है ताकि आप इसके ऊपर और ज्यादा वर्कआउट कर सको. If your score is 101 to 119, that means you are doing good, but you also know that you need more. Now let's go for the next level. The next level is 75 to 100. This is bit below average. थोड़ा सा आपको इस पे काम करना पड़ेगा. You have small but significant problem in several areas. थोड़ा problem है लाइफ में. स्पेशली आपके कम्युनिकेशन में एंड आपकी पर्सनालिटी में. Or you may have many areas of your life that are going fine, but one area that represent a substantial problem. कहीं पे कुछ problems आपके हैं, so you really need a mentor, you really need a guide, you really need a counselor जिसके साथ आप काम कर पाओ. This is a very important one. Okay, यहाँ से आपको निकलना है. आपको ये average से थोड़ा नीचे है, मतलब below average. See guys, it is our life is a continuous process, so don't feel bad about it. You have to work on it. You have to work on it. Although मुझे नहीं लगता कि किसी का इससे कम होगा, मतलब below 74, below 75, but I just want to show you, if somebody's score is 50 to 74, that person is a very sad communicator. बहुत sad, because maybe in his or her life there is something, a major problem is there. And if your score is below 50, that means you are extremely depressed communicator. You are extremely depressed communicator. See guys, मुझे ये सब बारे में बात बिल्कुल नहीं करना है, because हमें ना डिप्रेस बनना है और ना ही बिलो एवरेज में रहना है. We have to go above. एवरेज नहीं रहना है. हमारा मिनिमम स्कोर क्या होना चाहिए? If you really ask me, if not, our minimum score should be at least 101 to 119. ये हमारा minimum होना चाहिए. 101 to 119. और अगर इससे अच्छा हो तो एटलीस्ट 120 से 134. It is even very nice. Effective communicator. 120 to 134. Very nice score. So आप अपने स्कोर को कैसे बढ़ाओगे? I think you know that every question has the answer. आपके जितने क्वेश्चंस के आंसर every time और most of the time होगा, उतने आपके स्कोर बढ़ेंगे. सो आप थोड़े समटाइम्स से ऊपर जाइए. ट्राई टू आंसर कि आपके जितने भी आंसर आपने लिखा है, इट शुड गो बियॉन्ड समटाइम्स. दैट मीन्स मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम और एवरी टाइम. अगर एवरी टाइम नहीं भी होता है तो एटलीस्ट मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम तो हो सकता है. थिंक अबाउट दैट. So guys, today it was a very in-depth discussion we have done, right? Maybe थोड़ा सा ज्यादा मतलब सर के ऊपर से निकला होगा कि नहीं. I tried my level best to explain from my end. Oh, but was it worthy enough? Yes, today's session.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Please
Definitely.
pronounce paraphrasing.
Always neuroscience session is
Very nice, sir.
Chalo,
Right.
thank you. Yeah, Kavita,
Yes,
you are
sir.
asking paraphrasing. All you are asking about
Pronounce
paraphrasing.
once again, sir. Please pronounce it, sir.
Paraphrasing.
Paraphrasing.
Paraphrasing is a verb, right?
Paraphrase. I paraphrase. Yes.
Repeat
Paraphrase.
the same thing for giving assurance.
Yes. Whatever the speaker is speaking, I repeat the same thing to ensure that whatever I have listened to, I listened it correctly.
Paraphrase, paraphrased, paraphrasing is like that.
Yeah, paraphrase is a verb. So I paraphrase. I paraphrase. I'm paraphrasing. So paraphrase is a verb. Okay, guys. Thank you very much. It is already, my God, the time is. I never take such a long session.
Thank you, sir.
But anyway, if it is getting
Sir,
into
one
your
last
mind-
question, sir.
These type of questions open our right mind.
Sir, if we have another questions, where do we put it? In the group or?
See, this session has been recorded. So if you really want a, some answer, you have two options. Better you can write in the comment section. मैं इसका जो recording आपको दूंगा, जो link दूंगा, आप वहाँ के comment section में जाके भी लिख सकते हैं. Or else you can write, अगर if it is bit personal, you can write to me privately also. No problem.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, guys. Thank you very much.